4-6-3971. You're a first class offender. Parole eligibility 12/13/2021, not eligible for good time. Full term date 12/11/2031. You are a forcible rape, 30-year sentence. Does that sound correct?
That is correct.
Please answer Ms. Cheryl Renata's questions.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Doucette.
Good morning, ma'am.
My name is Cheryl Renatza. Your case has been assigned to me, so I'll start out by asking you some questions, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Doucette, how old are you, sir?
55.
55.
Working on 56.
Oh, yeah, you got a birthday in May. And you've been in jail how long?
20 years and a month.
20 years, a little over 20 years. And so you've served 20 of a 30-year sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. And you've just been at Angola just a little while last week because of some issues at Raymond Laborde, but you spent about 10 years so far at Raymond Laborde?
Yeah, I got there in 11.
Okay. And a little over 10 years. So in this case, and it is forcible rape, it occurred over a period of time. And what I gleaned from the record is it occurred over from 1993 to 2001.
93 is when I met him.
Okay.
Nothing really happened until 95.
Okay. So from 1995 to 2001. And the victim was your stepson.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to what I read, it said that the abuse started when he was around 6.
He was actually 7.
7.
His birthday is December 28th of 87.
Okay. And you, even though you're classified as a first offender, you do have another sex offense while you were in the military. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you spent 2 years at Leavenworth for that.
About a year and a half at Leavenworth, and before that, I was at Fort Riley.
Okay. But a total of 2 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do see, Mr. Doucette, that you did complete phases 1, 2, and 3 of the sex offender treatment program.
Yes, ma'am.
Back in 2012 is when you completed that. So tell us, Mr. Doucette, what did you learn about yourself going through that program? What did you get out of that?
I learned quite a bit, really. I learned that I have issues that derive from even when I was a small child because of something that happened to me, not by any of my family, but somebody outside my family.
So go ahead. Anything else?
There was a lot of pain involved for me going through the class because the way the relationship between me and Nicholas started. It was once it started, I let it continue. It was not by my choice that it got started in the first place, but I did stay in the relationship when I knew I shouldn't have.
What do you mean it wasn't by your choice? This child was 7 years old.
At that time, he made the first move when I was sick and I couldn't push him away, and he performed a head job on me, is best way I can put it. And even though I tried to push him away because I was so sick at that time, I was so weak. And after that, I knew things went haywire.
All right. Have your record indicates that you are seen by mental health?
I have seen mental health.
Or do they follow you
What you
on a
mean?
regular basis?
No, I haven't seen a psychiatrist in a while. I do talk with Mr. Stelly, who I'm not sure if he's actually mental health or not. I know he's with the people that does the reentry program at David Wade. But as far as mental health, I haven't seen Dr. Bupana since like 12 or 13, maybe 14. I won't give you an exact year because
That's okay. Good. So do you take any medication? Mental health?
no, ma'am.
When they do provide us with a little medical summary for you as we review these cases. And on one of the, are you compliant with all of your medications, prescription medications?
I'm on metformin, Anacin, or something like that. I can't remember how you actually say that one. It's a blood pressure pill, and a thyroid medication right now. I'm on 3 medications.
Okay, and that's all that they had prescribed for you. So you take everything that they've prescribed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Tell me about your education. What have you done other than the sex offender treatment? What kind of educational or rehabilitation programs have you been able to take advantage of?
I went through In Christ International Bible College and obtained my associate's degree. I've been through anger management because I definitely needed anger management. I've been through experiencing God and the NOBTS sub course that they offered at Raymond Laborde. I went through that and graduated from that. Like I said, I got my associate's degree from In Christ International Bible College. I'm still doing Bible studies through the mail. So I'm working on bettering myself as I can. Over there, until you get 10 years short, you can't get into any of the real educational programs like Wiley College and Ashley College. Now that, so I'm now eligible to go.
Yeah, good. Are you a Toastmaster?
I was in Toastmasters when I was at David Wade, and when I first came to Raymond Laborde, and then it was Avoyles Correctional Center, and then they did away with the Toastmasters Club. I want to say in 14.
Okay, because I saw somewhere about you're a good storyteller. So let me just.
I'm a navigator, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let me just tell you, there is some opposition to any consideration for early release. There's opposition from the prosecutor's office. There's opposition from law enforcement. There's opposition from the judge who says you've already received the benefit of a plea agreement. And among others, you need to be aware that there is opposition. I'll just be honest with you. I have concern about our discussion about the victim in this case. In all the classes that we discussed that you took, I don't see any victim awareness classes, which is concerning because it seems to me that you've blamed the victim for your situation. So I'm just being honest with you. I want you to know where I'm coming from. I don't have any other questions of you, Mr. Doucette. Thanks for talking to me.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Would you like to make a statement on your path?
Mr. Stelly says he can find me a place to stay and a place to work if I do make parole. Other than that, right now I'm the house I plan to go into, which is 4008 Vanderbilt, has been hit by 2 hurricanes and a flood last year in May. So it's inhospitable right now. Not inhabitable.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You got a little bit more?
I've turned to God since my incarceration. Like I said, I've got a lot of Bible stuff going in my jacket. And I thank God that I was able to be before you.
All right. Thank you so much for your comments. Does the panel prepare to vote? Ms. Renatson?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Doucette, I appreciate the things that you've said. I do have a problem with the lack of your victim awareness and that you haven't been able to do that. So my vote today is going to be to deny your parole based on your need for victim awareness training and the opposition that's been expressed to early release for you. Good luck, sir.
All right, Ms. Bonnie Jackson?
All right, Mr. Ducey, my vote today is to deny. You have absolutely no insight. I don't even think you are capable right now of recognizing that you're a pedophile and that a 7-year-old child is not the instigator of his own abuse. I think you need a whole lot more work. And so my vote today is to deny. Good luck to you, Mr. Ducey.
All right, you have 2 votes to deny. I'm also going to vote to deny for the same reasons. 3 votes to deny. Today, your parole's been denied. Good luck.
Do you realize that he gets out in 8 years from today? His full term date is 2031. Then what? Then what? Let me ask you, then what? You saw it, you heard it, you wouldn't believe it unless you did. That thing has zero insight. That thing, he literally told the parole board that his stepson at 7 years old instigated the relationship. He was too sick. He was laying down and he gave him a hand job. What? Then the rest was his fault. The rest was his fault when it went on from 1995 to 2001. He says, I met him in 1993. He met him like it's a relationship, like he met his boyfriend in 1993. It began in 1995. Oh, he wasn't 6, he was 7. He says his birthday. Then he explains how it was his fault. But it wasn't his choice. It started, but it wasn't my choice. He made the first move. You know something? This is a cockroach of the ultimate degree. But different types. We see different types of cockroaches. We see cockroaches that are very manipulative and they know what to say, what not to say. And then we have others that have zero insight. But can someone explain to me how a DA would have said 30 years was a sentence? That having a conversation, he would have said the same thing to the investigative police. They would have all had that information, wouldn't they have? If they would have heard him say, well, it was his fault. Because if he says that today, why wouldn't he have said it then? Why did they not say, oh my gosh, we can't just kick the ball down the road for a maximum of 30 years. We have to lock him up for life. And it's not about the legislation, the maximum sentence they can give. They could charge him for, if they're going to get 30 years, they could have everything in their power to get him for everything. You think being in a room with him as a detective would have been difficult to get him to confess to everything he did? Let's be real. No. You would have had it all recorded. And then you could have done every single charge at him and run it consecutively until he dies in prison. But they didn't. And now he's going to be free soon. And what do you think he's going to do? You can't make it up. It's madness. It's sick. The day that he gets out, think about that. Think about that. But this is why we do this. The world needs to see how clearly messed up the system is and how true monsters exist. This is a true wonder what he did in the military prison to get military offense. It's like unbelievable. I bet you he has a low risk score too. Can't make it up. That, oh, there you go.